Welcome back once more, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 about to get underway between Empire and Navi. Game 1 not going the way that Navi was hoping for, but I think we chalked it up mostly to an outdraft.
Yep.
Yeah, this about sums it up. So it wasn't.
We talked about banning the troll.
Yeah, the troll.
Banned it.
Is the troll the core of that strat? Like if Empire does that same thing in the same situation, like same draft, but troll is another core of sorts.
Well, they can't sweep the towers as fast, and that's a really big deal because it was like, okay, nighttime get a kill tower, nighttime get a kill tower, nighttime get a kill tower, and eventually you have no towers, and then you can't farm anywhere, and then you lose because they get BKBs. So it's not like super important, but it's pretty important. If you also looked at the end of the game when they fought Drow Ranger versus Troll, BKB on BKB, 90% HP Troll versus dead Drow Ranger. Like, you cannot win the BKB war versus the Troll, and I think that's what they were going for, which is it's just not going to happen.
The Drow still just seemed like a really weird pick that game. I don't like ideal world that draft from Go Black. What was the goal with the execution?
Win
of the
lanes,
Drow Ranger
because they have slightly superior lanes, I would say. Like what was bottom lane?
It was
Skyrath plus Night Stalker versus Lich and Puck. I think Lich Puck should win that, or at least until nighttime. So first 4 minutes they should win that. And they died before 4 minutes. And then in the top lane is Drow plus Lion versus an Axe Dazzle. Not that bad, but they also shouldn't die, and they died again in the top lane. So they went for strong lanes. OD should win mid. OD loses very few matchups, and that's one that he should at least be up in CS. And he was pretty even in CS. So a wash in mid and a loss in the other 2 lanes when they should have at least been even in 2, probably slightly ahead in all 3. So I think it's win lanes, prevent them from getting BKBs, and then once they get BKBs, we'll have more items in them to farm to handle. But like a Dream Coil into a Chain Frost should own them, and it did. And then
5 seconds.
1 BKB, 2 KBs.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know.
It did a couple of times. Even after that first BKB came out in the Roche pit, the Chain Frost was sort of the saving grace for Navi. If I think they didn't have those Chain Frosts, that game would have been even quicker for Empire to run over them. We'll see. So moving into game number 2 here, this draft already underway. Navi, they don't ban out the Troll, but this time they ban out the Axe. Perhaps hoping to first pick the Troll themselves. Empire not going to let it happen. They'll ban out Magnus Troll, the 2 core heroes that Navi have been running quite a bit recently. Okay, Vengeful Spirit, first pick for Navi. Nothing too crazy there. The talk of the town, the hot lady. Hot to trot in every single meta, every region. Right now, she is the most picked hero, or most picked / banned, I should say.
I think Puck has gotten a lot of love in the CIS scene, also because Skyrath has fallen off. And if you're not going to pick Lion or Skyrath or Disruptor, which some teams haven't picked, like he's just going to own Puck. Yeah, I think Navi realizes that Puck is a very strong hero, but you don't always have to pick him first. And I'm very surprised that we didn't see the Juggernaut. I think it would have been a pretty nice pick for Navi last game over the Drow Ranger. Just get them some form of invulnerability so they can take one down even if they BKB or not. But there is a Brewmaster left in the pool. I also think they should go for the Brew. I think the Brew is really important at delaying the game because Empire has won all 3 of their games in, I would say, average game time, like maybe it's slightly under 30 minutes. So,
in this tournament, you mean?
Yes, in this tournament.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So I think Brewmaster gives them that team fight up, that Team Empire will not group up and just wreck all your towers like they have been. It'll make them think twice. It'll take them out of their comfort zone. And, you know, Brewmaster's Brewmaster. He's still really strong.
Well, not going to be prioritized here. Empire will second pick the Ancient Apparition, Old Frosty. We've seen him banned out a lot this tournament. Picked rather seldom, but a very strong support indeed. Maybe, again, Empire with, well, Navi picked the line last time in this style, and I think Empire started doing the same thing where they don't really want to fight against the AA as a jug, and now they'll build around it. But like you pointed out, Navi, second pick Puck, still prioritizing the Fairy Dragon a hell of a lot.
10 seconds remaining.
It's one of the heroes that can stay alive versus a Juggernaut in the safe lane, which is pretty important. A lot of the other ones will just straight die, but at the same time, Puck won't be able to get that much farm. Juggernaut with his high armor, his decent move speed, his very good damage with level 1 crit, is very easy to trade blows with the Puck.
Yeah. Third and fourth bans on the way. Navi ban out the Bat Rider as well as the Doombringer here. Empire banning out Go Black's Abaddon once more. And thinking about this fourth ban a little bit with what they want to limit from Navi. Very open-ended draft so far for Navi, but probably your Funnick hero there on the puck once more.
I would like to see a Dendy puck, actually, and give Funnick a little bit something more beefy.
I feel like it's been a while since I've seen a Dendy puck. Funnick's been playing it a lot recently. So maybe this is the time to switch it up. Bat Rider's been banned out, and Empire ban out the Lycan. So another one of those cores that Havost has been running a fair bit. Not going to be an option here.
He's good versus Jug. He also just plays pretty well into Navi's playstyle.
Yeah.
I'm being able to sweep towers early.
That control. So Empire, what are they thinking here? Juggernaut, Ancient Apparition as their opener. Still a lot of different ways they could take this draft. Do you think they'll continue the aggressive route? No Axe, no Troll. Makes that kind of face rush strategy a little more difficult. Here they'll grab the big team fighter, the Watermelon, Mr. Tidehunter for the offlane.
Juggernaut's still good at pushing towers, too. I also think that's why Troll and Juggernaut have been really hot this patch, is because with Healing Ward and with Battle Trance, you can sweep towers on very, very early without committing to a push strat, and that's very important.
Yeah, that's true. The Healing Ward is just good in general, man. It gives you that reset tool, knocking down towers.
Remaining.
I don't know. Jug is just not fun to play
5
against.
seconds remaining.
He's not. So, Navi. Let's see. We've seen Lion picks a lot in this situation. Not sure if this is something that they're going to go for, but it is the common pickup versus Juggernaut. Pretty good versus Tidehunter, too. And a lot of bursts at managing a Juggernaut before he dumps any of his defensive capabilities.
I feel like if Navi want to run the Lion, they need to prioritize a little more farm on him. Sort of like what Fire like to do. Fog gets the Lion, but they prioritize his farm early on, try to allow him to get the last hits for early hero kills so he can get a Blink Dagger before that 15-minute mark and kind of control the game. Last match, we saw the Lion, and he just couldn't control anything without the Blink. We saw that one fight in the Troll in particular that you pointed out. If he had a Blink, that would have been just a quick pick on the Troll, but because he couldn't get in range of the Hex, it turned into a, well, kind of disastrous engagement, and not the clean pick they were looking for off that smoke. But here's the Brewmaster, so they will get that control that you also mentioned.
They really needed something like a Brew last game, something that they were afraid to fight into. Because last time it was like, oh, are we really scared of a Drow with just power treads? No. Yeah. Are we scared of a Puck without a Blink? No. Are we scared of a OD without BKB? No. And yeah, Brewmaster is that big threat that they need. However, Team Empire respond with yet another team fighter and a hero that is great against both the Puck and the Brewmaster. So that is a scary, scary support. And
this is what's great about this Empire lineup is they have a lot of individually good heroes against what Navi are running, but they also all have synergy together. So much team fight across this dire lineup. Static Field, Static Storm rather, Ravage. So much AoE in these big team fights.
Also, they have anti-BKB. AA with Ice Blast. I mean, not great anti-BKB, but it does do something against BKB. The slow from Ice Vortex, Tidehunter with Blink Ravage initiates, and on top of that, Omni Slash, and maybe eventually a Disruptor with Scepter on Static Storm. So these are all, I mean, it's just a well-rounded draft from Empire. Navi, again, requires a little bit more finesse. Brewmaster going to have to be able to get his ultimate off and potentially not get bursted down by Ravage. Puck, you know, of course, getting glimpsed back is almost certain doom.
Oh, okay. Here's your host hero, the Dusa. We talked about this in the panel before the series. A hero they like to pull out on occasion, and one that Havost can play rather well. And they've got some good space creators to allow her to find that early farm she needs.
So now Jug has, like, whoever's playing Jug on Empire, most likely Silent, has to consider going into a Manta Diffusal build versus a Medusa.
5 seconds remaining.
Or, I mean, or you can just do your standard Mask of Madness, but...
Manta Diffusal. That Void is what comes to mind with that build for me in particular. Very good against that. I guess Jug can get away with it as well. How much does that stymie... Like, what's the opportunity cost there for Jug to go for the mana burn versus what he would normally do?
I
mean, you think that's the go-to?
Roshan is the big one.
Yeah.
I think an Invoker pick would be amazing for Empire. It's good mana burn versus Medusa. Resolution also plays it really well, and it's also the Cold Snap is really good at shutting down a Brewmaster, and it's a hero that can scale into the late game and also push towers. So
you're right, actually.
I would like to see it for Resolution. What other things?
Other mana burn heroes. Anti-Mage is an option, but not really going to fit into this draft so well. Empire will go for the Beastmaster.
Beastmaster with
Necro Book Carrier. Yep, exactly. So that is some mana burn.
It's difficult to catch like a puck, though, as a Beastmaster, but still overall pretty good. Also can be countered by Vengeful Spirit Swap. But Medusa's good here.
Yeah, seems like a good Dusa game. Now Navi will need a support with their final pick. A lot of options still available. Empire basically just banned out the Abaddon, and Wisp has been taken out by Navi.
I like the big fat ogre.
Oh, big Tubby in the front line. Yeah, they could use another front liner.
I think they need another steroid from Medusa, just because she's like
the Bloodlust.
Yeah, Bloodlust plus Venjar would be pretty nice for them. What else is pretty good? We've seen Witch Doctor a lot combined with Medusa, an extra bit of damage to combine with a Stone Gaze, as well as additional bit of sustain, and of course good protection with the Paralyzing Cask. Those are the most common partners with Medusa that I would say.
But they go for the Ogre. Good call on that one.
Big Tubby.
The big Tubby indeed. Yeah, Ogre's still quite strong. He's definitely... Why has he fallen off in popularity? I've noticed that he's just... I mean, he was nerfed a little bit. He's now like a true melee hero, I think, is what you mentioned the other day. But
he's more melee. He's not a true melee, but he's still...
More melee. Closer to a true melee.
It's just... A lot of other heroes got buffs.
Yeah.
And he...
Venge has come back onto the scene with a vengeance.
Prepare for battle.
Whoa, watch out. The yokes.
And he got a decent nerf, too.
This tail that Havos has going on here, the sweep of Forsaken Beauty. Look at this, Merlini. What a beaut. The Snake Lady, the Twin Serpent Bow, rocking those mythicals. All right, game number 2 here, folks. Empire up 1-0 in this best-of-3 series. This is the upper bracket. The semifinals winner here will be moving on to the finals of the upper bracket, 1 series away from the grand finals itself. Radiant side will have Navi. Vanscore will take the Vengeful Spirit. Dendi takes the Brewmaster probably to the mid lane. Havost, he's in love, and he's got the Dusa. He'll be farming away as the 1. Go Black, he's on the Ogre Magi, and that leaves Funnick for the off lane Fairy Dragon Puck.
Oh, they smoke.
Oh, there it is. So Navi going for the invade. Who can they find here?
That's aggressive.
Always want to fly, perhaps. They want to catch Empire off guard.
They have an Observer Ward over here, though. They're going to pop it.
Uh-oh, they see it. Are they going to find a low hot dance? Magic Missile to start it off. Easy first blood for Navi. The crowd erupting as Go Black secures the first blood yet again.
That's risky. That's not that high a probability play for Navi. Obviously, it paid off there, but generally, I think the supports will either stand over here or over here a little bit before, and they were so close to popping the smoke and then being able to retreat out. But yeah, that's pretty nice for Navi, I must say. First blood.
Ogre gets boots out of the gate.
It's Big Blue.
Big Blue. So Dire side, we've got Yoki on the Tidehunter. He'll be headed to the off lane. In the mid, that gives us a resolution on the Beastmaster. It'll be a safe lane try for Empire. Always Want to Fly takes the Ancient Apparition. Aloha Dance on the Raptor. And that leaves us with Silent on the position 1 Juggernaut.
Dendi and Resolution duking it out in the mid lane. Both heroes getting pretty darn low and not close to bottle, really, on the Beastmaster.
Yeah, Dendi getting there. Still has a couple of pulled tangos. We'll actually buy a healing salve before the bottle and runs it, thinking about running out on the courier here. Rotation from Always Want to Fly already. Maybe looking for a courier snipe if he can find it. Holds the high ground outside of the Ancients, but Funnick scouts it out. Jaunts to the orb, sees Always Want to Fly, and will push him back to make sure that courier mid stays safe.
Classic Funnick play with the Quelling Blade.
So, ward situation coming down. Looks like Go Black will find a victory here. Opens up this camp for himself. Dire have an observer in this little area, the entryway into the Radiant jungle. Up top, Always Want to Fly and Funnick. They're going to bump into each other. Always Want to Fly with those big frosty fingers. The Chilling Touch doing a lot of damage to Funnick. Won't find a kill, but does harass him back. Something fierce. Funnick now out of regeneration.
Very nice awareness from Always Wanna Fly. I mean, I guess he doesn't see a puck. He's like, well, where else could he possibly be? And Funnick is one of the most notorious players for doing this range jungle. Oh, Yoki trying to contest a rune on bottom, gets stunned up.
And this could be another kill potentially. The Tide rather tanky, already level 2. He will have an Anchor Smash up in a second, but Go Black ready to chase him down. One more Fire Blast on the way. Hits him with the Anchor Smash. It's going to be a battle of the big boys. Yoki stunned up. He's still alive. The Ogre just can't get the damage in that he needs. 48 HP, and Yoki will live.
Magic Stick saving lives.
So how's this mid lane going? It's a pretty even slugfest. 14 CS up on Resolution and 11 on Dendi. These two melee heroes farming fairly evenly. The safe lane farmers looking even as well. Havost as well as Silent within 1 or 2 CS of each other.
So the play from Empire is, how do they want to tackle the Dusa? Do they want
cliff jungling right now, by the way?
Oh, sounds like Funnick. Nice and creative play. I like it.
It's okay. It's better than sitting up in that top lane where he was getting absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and constantly dying to Disruptor would not be good for him. So yeah, Empire has 2 main ways to deal with the Dusa. Win before she gets big, or trade farm with her and deal with her later with lots of mana burn, or by limiting everyone else's farm, or by just kiting her a lot. Like even something like Cold Feet with the little Beastmaster summons, Anchor Smash, like these things are great for just limiting her output and damage. And I think they can't really end the game early versus the Brew versus the Puck. These heroes are great at defending and holding towers, and I definitely think they have the late game to take it, especially if Beastmaster gets an early Necro 3.
I think he will. I can't imagine Resolution delaying the Necro too much. Maybe for a Blink Dagger first, if that's where he wants to go. But expect that Necro 3 at a pretty reasonable timing.
Yoki.
Yep, he's level 3. Speak of the Devil, walks into Big Blue, who grabs the invisibility rune that spawns at the 4-minute mark. Go Black just stalking him down. Tide stacking up the Ancients. Looks like he's got a double stack already. Saving that for later for a little pick-me-up. Tide's doing okay. He's level 3, has a couple of CS to his name, hasn't died yet. All things considered, doing rather well. Funnick, how's his jungling experience going? Using that Quelling Blade now to cliff jungle once more. Almost level 3 and at least finding some CS now.
Very smart.
Yep. Making that Quelling Blade worth it. Not something you see too often, the cliff jungling Puck, but it's really working out well here. There's just no way Funnick can have do anything in this lane. Disruptor's so damn good. Mid lane, though, Resolution initiated on. There's the Brew split from Dendi. Go Black helping him out. It's going to be a surround, and Beastmaster falls. The first split from Dendi yields a kill.
That's huge for him. And he also got level 6 before the Beastmaster.
Yep, just barely. Beastmaster about 100 XP short.
A gift from the Tempest of Battle.
So 2-0. Navi coming back with a vengeance here as they strike first. Glancing at the graphs. Well, not a huge lead, but a lead nonetheless. Juggernaut getting absolute free farm, though, and actually pulling ahead of Havost by just a little bit, 39 to 34. Goes for the fast phase boots, and we'll see what build Silent moves into, if it is going to be that mana burn Manta style that you were talking about, or if it's just going to be that more classic carry jug with a Mask of Madness. He will go for the Aquila now after his phase boots.
In the mid lane, Dendi gets his bottle refilled by Goblak, I believe. Very nice for him. And closing in on his Blink Dagger fairly soon. And I mean, at that point, it's going to be on Empire to kind of deal with him either through the use of awesome static storms, through Beastmaster ganks, and I still don't anticipate them putting any pressure on the Medusa until later on into the game. Like, what can a Tidehunter really do versus her? Can't really walk up. You're going to take a lot of right clicks, especially with her having phase. You're going to lose a lot of your mana from Mystic Snake, and there's just not a way to win the lane versus the Medusa at this point.
Yeah, Yoki has at least found level 4. He's gotten that baseline. Don't forget he has Ancients to retreat to. Just a double stack for now, but it is there. Now in the top lane, Empire pressuring this tier 1 tower quite hard. Funnick will rotate out of the jungle to try and leech some experience. Silent finds him, and he's got an Omni Slash available. Puck, a rough hero to use it on. There's the glimpse back after the orb. Funnick in more than a little bit of trouble. They won't even need the Omni Slash to find the kill. Disruptor makes it happen as Empire get on the scoreboard.
Radiant's top tower has
I mean,
fallen.
this is the thing about Puck. It's just, if you have the right spells to deal with him, he's just not that big of an issue. And Glimpse is just one of the best, at least until he gets Yules, which is 25 minutes into the game, maybe.
That's a little ways off, to say the least. Resolution, he'll just go straight Necrobook here. Staff of Wizardry grabbed off the Brown Boots bottle. Tide able to get his Arcanes also. So all of a sudden, things looking a little bit better for Empire. Jug not only farming well, but now securing that kill. Getting a little bit bigger, a little bit badder. Now has the Morbid Mask. It will be the Mask of Madness opener.
It's good for securing Roach. They have the Beastmaster Boar, which will certainly help. I think they can duo it very easily, considering Jugs can solo it with just a Mask of Madness. Or they can just do it as a team. They have the Inner Beast, or they will have it fairly soon. So Beastmaster goes for the 2-4-0 build. Very nice to have those beefy summons, the nice range on the Hawk.
The Hawk gives a lot of vision. He's got 2 Hawks out right now, but yeah. Definitely gives a lot of intel. Radiant getting an Observer Ward down, some vision of that bottom rune, and they've got a Lane Ward here in the mid to try and help out Dendi. Still a very even farm fest in the mid. Both heroes within 1 or 2 last hits of each other. Dendi closing on the blink like you were mentioning, about 1,800 up. And just a little ways to go. Funnick, look at this cheeky little guy here. Still putting that Coiling Blade to good use and slowly but surely starting to tick down these Ancients.
It's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while, but it's still something. I mean, what's the Tide doing right now? He's now farming the safe lanes. They will rotate, give Yoki a little bit of farm priority as now the Jug can just move into the jungle. That's one of the great things about this Mask of Madness build on Jug is it opens up so much space for your supports to take over that safe lane, or your other cores if they fall short in their lanes.
Yeah, most certainly. And their support's still working on level 6. Actually, Disruptor just hit level 6. Ancient Apparition still 1 full level away. And looks like they're going to smoke off the back of the Static Storm pickup.
Yep, smoke rotation towards the mid lane. They'll go ahead and preemptively Chilling Touch it. And it seems mid is where they want to set their sights. Navi being very patient here. They will stay behind the tower for now. Dendi does have a Primal Split available. May not be the easiest gank attempt, but down bottom, it's going to be Yoki that gets initiated on. TP's coming through. Tide will survive, and that TP will be enough to repel Empire. Now the glimpse back onto Havo. Static Storm Kinetic Field right into an Omni Slash. He's out of mana, now he's out of health. Yoki comes in to get the last hit, secures his level 6, and gets him halfway to that Blink Dagger.
Aloha Dance. Once again on that Disruptor.
This hero. Wow. Well done. Smoke. Not what they had in mind. I think they wanted the mid, but it worked out quite well. It does create some more space for Dendi, though, who has enough gold for the Blink Dagger, but Empire cutting the lane will start doing some serious damage to this Tier 1 tower, and they're getting this control early on once more. It's starting to have some eerie similarities to that Game 1, where Empire getting that map control early on, and lots of momentum going their way. Check the graphs, and it's already 1,500 gold lead for the Dire.
Navi have a Dusa working for them, though, and Dusa looks like she's going to go for a more tanky build with the Ultimate Orb first.
Ooh, okay. No fast Yasha.
I guess Glimpse will be blocked by Lincolns, which is pretty darn important.
Well, they deny the bottom Tier 1 tower. Silent gets stunned. Mystic Snake. Now the swap back. Does not have an ultimate. Forced to Blade Fury to try and survive. This will be a close one. He's on the run. May still live. Always want to fly. He's trying to slow down Havos. Silent gets off the healing ward and will just barely live. Meanwhile, the mid lane, a fight's breaking out. It'll already be a 1-for-1. Beastmaster for Ogre Magi as Dendi goes back into brew form. Blinks down to the low ground, but glimpse back up. Yoki, he's got a Ravage. Do you burn it for Dendi? Yes, you do if he's trying to TP out. Static Storm, Thunder Strike to take him down. And this Brewmaster going to be hard-pressed to survive. Kinetic Field pops out, and Dendi will get punished. 1 for 2 as Empire find the better of it.
Glimpse has just been destroying them.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower is
It really has.
So Puck finally making some recovery, level 8, with only 1 death. Not so bad for the Puck.
And another stack of the Ancients. The Black Drake's now spawning for him. So he's done a lot of cheeky stuff with this Quelling Blade. All things considered, it has definitely paid off. A worthy investment. But stunned by the Centaur, sets up for resolution. Funnick will be able to phase and jaunt to the orb, but oof, a little bit of a close call there. Resolution actually didn't have his Primal Roar, so if that was up, could have been a kill thanks to that Centaur.
Yeah. So that, let's see, Brewmaster. It's not worth it. I think generally it's worth it to get a solo kill, but since he has to run the risk of just dying to a Disruptor all the time, it might not be worth it for him to try to make plays on his own this early into the game.
Okay. Well, it bumps into Aloha Dance. Pardon me. Thunderstrike comes out. Only level 1. Still does a fair bit of damage with just that first value point. Disruptor already making steps towards the Aghanim Scepter. Point booster at the 12 minutes. Pretty good start for him. Also level 8 as Yoki moves into that double stack in the Ancients. That will secure a Blink Dagger for the Watermelon. And closing in on the Necro book, Beastmaster with the 2 core pieces.
AA ult going out on top. Funnick.
Yep, they want it. There's the roar. AA ult will connect. Is this going to be a shatter, though? I think they need more damage than that. Not going to be a kill.
Yeah, they need a little bit more.
I'm not sure if they thought there'd be a rotation and he didn't want to commit. I'm just surprised he didn't. Or did he just not do the math and thought that was definitely going to be a kill? It's a little odd. Maybe it was just because Navi had a lot missing, was afraid to overcommit if they were on their way in.
Well, they had him reserve reward, so they could have, they would have spotted out any TPs coming in. I just think that they thought it was enough damage, and if not, he just orbs phase and jaunts away.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Smoke mid, Havos, Dendi.
Yeah, initiation onto Aloha Dance, but Tidehunter's there with the Ravage. They'll get off the Static Storm onto Dendi. Swap from Vanscore. Havos doing so much damage with the Stone Gaze, locking him down, and they'll get the kill on Ogre Magi. Now the Tornado from Dendi split locks Yoki in place. Funnick comes in with a Waning Rift, Dream Coil to secure the kill. It's a 1 for 2. They have to trade their Ogre, but they get a couple on Empire to make it worth it.
Great swap by Vanscore. He swapped him outside.
Roar, and again, Empire showing us what this Disruptor's made of, setting up kill after kill and keeping Empire alive.
And if it's not daytime, they have Reserve Reward plopped down to gain vision for the Glimpse. On top of that, they also have the Hawk, and it's just so important to have the extra vision to go for those glimpses. Sometimes you'll see Zeus ult too.
And here you go. Let's take a look at Radiant Vision. They do have a ward down right here. They'll go ahead and drop a Sentry to take out this Observer. And Empire move right into the Roche Pit. Navi saw the rotation, but not going to be able to contest it.
Without Brew ult.
Yep. They've got a Stone Gaze, but yeah, they need the split. So this will be an easy Roche for Empire. Will go down uncontested. Silent will probably be the one to grab the Aegis. Yep, grabs the TP scroll there.
Has fallen to the Dire.
Now Empire ready to fight. Ravage down for another 40, but with a fresh Aegis, hungry for blood.
Radiant's
and this is about the time where Empire start looking to widen the gap a lot. They have a few thousand gold lead right now, but definitely looking to pressure towers, take a lot of objectives, and limit Deuce's farm. And it looks like they've already limited Deuce's farm by forcing her to TP to the mid lane. Looks like they are not privy to it, however.
Dire's top tower
These cooldowns from Empire right around the corner. Yoki with a Ravage in about 10 as they head up top for the 16-minute rune. Navi nearby, ready to contest. Funnick gets bloodlusted. Dendi goes in onto Resolution. Dream Coil used. There will be a orb across. They get a kill on the Beastmaster. A Primal Split's been used as well. Navi want more. Disruptor isolated by the Tornado, and Navi will converge onto the Raptor. Aloha Dance could be the next casualty. Big Ravage from Yoki connects on most of Navi. Aloha Dance still alive. They get the kill on Puck. It's a 1-for-1 now. This Aloha Dance just kiting Navi. A glimpse back on Dendi. Yoki moving into the tree line. Omni Slash doing a lot of work. Havos low on mana, low on HP. He falls. It's Empire to level it out. 2 for 2. Go Black left behind. Gets off a multicast with the Bloodlust, but the body block. It's a fatty on fatty here, Merlini, and soon to be a 2 for 3 as the Ice Blast barely clips the Ogre and forces the Shatter.
Great play by Disruptor. He dropped the Static Storm right after he got Cycloned, and that completely changed the fight, set up a huge Ravage for the Tide Hunter, and Aloha Dance, even when he dies in
no
fights.
split. He comes too far forward. Now Vanscore caught by the Primal Roar. It's going to be Empire coming out on top again. A double for the Tide as they secure this Tier 1 mid.
Yikes.
Oh, boy. Empire busting her wide open as they take a biggest lead we've seen so far this match.
They're so good at capitalizing when Brewmaster split is down.
Yeah.
The first is Roshan, now it's this like huge...
Just in general. I mean, every time we've seen Empire this tournament, they're so good at playing around enemy cooldowns.
Look at this big stack. Silent. I don't think you can take that, buddy.
Silent rolling the dice. He's going to be in some trouble. One more stray auto attack secures the kill. He's got the Aegis of the Immortal. Silent punished for that greedy maneuver there. Comes back to life. Funnick will just orb defensively.
That's such a large stack. How are you going to tank like 2 golems?
But Empire, I think they know that Deuce is up there, and they may try to contest this. There is a Static Storm. Ice Blast flying through will hit Havost. Here's an opportunity. But he's going to clear out most of these Ancients before they can do anything about it. There is now the Lincoln Sphere on Havost, and Ancient Apparition finds himself that Hand of Midas.
The Lincoln Sphere is important.
Yeah.
For the glimpse, so he can actually split push.
Yeah. No real easy way for Disruptor to break the Lincolns in a lot of scenarios. Of course, you do have Thunder Strike. It's got decent range, but not nearly as much as that long-range glimpse at 1800. You're hoping for those stray pickoffs.
But in team fights, Lincoln's is almost going to be useless. Like Cold Feet will proc it, Beastmaster Mana Burn, not ideal to proc it, but still a way to proc it.
Yep.
Omni Slash.
He's got the level 2 Necronomicon now, working on that Necro 3. And making some pretty good progress here. Glancing at the graphs once more, Empire holding on to now a 7,500 gold lead as everything updates from those tower kills and that Roshan. Now Navi, 5 in the mid, all grouped up, and again, sort of like last game, a little wary about farming solo. They want to try to make this army around Havost. He will go for a Yasha coming up next. Very close to finishing it up. Decent farm on the Dusa, tangling with the top, but still not at that huge critical mass yet.
Tide Hunter, look at his positioning. Smoked up in the back.
Yep. And on the backside of the tower, Resolution always on a flyer there. Double damage up on the Beastmaster to defend this tower. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Silent split pushing, forces in 2 TPs. Brewmaster, he gets glimpsed back after TPing into a Static Storm kinetic field and a Ravage. Connects on 2. Vanscore now locked down. Funnick joins the party. Huge damage onto Empire. Aloha Dance goes down first. Now Yoki taking a lot of damage. They'll lose their AA. It's 3 kills for Navi as they start to turn this around. Silent wants Havost. Can he actually find it? Resolution bringing him low. He's out of mana. There is a Blade Fury, but no Omni Slash. It's already been used. He'll turn and just start poking at Go Black. Can't commit any deeper for it. It will be a 3 for 2 with Navi finding the advantage in this team fight.
Just slightly, though. Just slightly.
Yep, 2 for 3.
And
well, just slightly, but whoa, look at that gold change. It's like a 1,400 net worth change for Navi.
Juggernaut was not there early enough into the fight. And actually, they don't have enough sustained damage on the Medusa. She's getting to that point where they can throw a couple of ultimates at her, and she still won't die.
He's actually getting there a little quicker than I thought. We're 20 minutes in, and you're right, they're having trouble bringing her down. Although, to be fair, they did burn... Well, the Ravage hit a couple, but really locked down on the Brood. Did Hippo's get hit by that Ravage? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. But now, Beastmaster has that level 3 Necronomicon. Another mana burn pool.
It's just
coming
tough.
out onto the field.
Necrobook versus Deuce is always tough because they get Stone Gaze, and she can kill him very easily.
Well, Silent does not go for a mana burn build this go around. He does get Sanjin Yasha, and now it looks like a BKB will be coming out next. Can always split the S and Y to get the Manta, but does not have any interest so far in prioritizing the Diffusal Blade.
I think this might come back to bite him. Because he has S and Y, which is nice to chase, but they have Bloodlust on the other side. And we saw how easily the Medusa just kind of scooted away from the Juggernaut. And yeah, this built a nice early mid-game, but Navi is fending them off enough to the point where I think Dusa is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, Empire, they don't really have the greatest pushing lineup either. So even though they've done pretty well in these little skirmishes, they've only taken Tier 1 towers. They have defended all of theirs. It is 3-0 in total tower count, but not able to do that like crippling damage as they did last time with the Troll. Around this time, they had all the outer towers down, and we're looking to knock on that front door of Navi's base.
And on top of that, looks like Dusa is going for a Yasha and an Ultimate Aura. Could be a Manta. Manta very good versus Juggernaut, and I mean, he is going to have damage output issues.
Pardon me, Silent pressing forward, chilling touches on. He's got the Mask of Madness already. There we go. Havos, he'll get glimpsed back. Omni Slash taking a lot of bounces. Havos right into the Static Storm kinetic field, gets brought down. Silent stunned up. It could be a 1-for-1. Primal Roar Ravage keeps Silent alive. Now they get Go Black. 2 kills for Empire right out of the gate. Van Score left behind. Funnick DPs to the tower, but needs to be careful. Jaunts to the orb, and it will be 3-0 as Empire rolling over Navi here.
Middle tower is under attack.
What a sick play by Empire. They used the Omni Slash to break the Lincolns and then immediately glimpsed them back in. And on top of that head, AA Ice Blast trailing him as he was coming back in with a glimpse.
Yeah.
Just astounding play by Empire in general.
And now Yoki has the Force Staff, so more mobility tools. If that blink gets broken, can still get in position to ravage.
And another way to break the Lincolns.
Yeah, very true. Beastmaster, he's got 2,200 gold on top of that level 3 Necronomicon. So if he wants a blink, progression towards the Ags, he's getting close. Silent will pick up a BKB completed, still in the stash, but a tool to deal with in this next fight. Long-range Ice Blast, tickling him in the well, but no shatters. And that's the blink on Beastmaster. So now even more initiation tools for that Primal Roar. They can catch out that Dusa.
Puck going for the Boots of Travel. You don't see that very often.
Not at this stage. Blink BOTs. Kind of an odd item progression. Usually it'll be like Yules or Ags, almost certainly coming out after the blink.
It is nice to split push and to get kills with the Brewmaster ulti. With Brewmaster ulti, you almost always have a way to TP in the team fights. However, that counts on him getting his ulti off.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is not easy versus Disruptor and Beastmaster. And
the BOTs buffed somewhat recently, I think 6.82, so they have that shorter cooldown. So hashtag efficiency coming out for Funnick.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
We'll see how it helps the bottom line. He's still rather underfarmed. Disruptor's actually not that far behind him. And it's the difference of a core versus a support. So just speaking to how little love the Puck's got in this game, the Raptor almost at that Aghanims here, Merlini, 500 gold off. Havost will be able to grab his Manta style, but Empire getting some big items on their supports. Ancient Apparition with the Midas now goes into the point booster, and looks like he's got, nope, that's just the TP scroll. So still a ways before the AA Ags comes out, but he's making progress.
14 seconds left until Ravage. I doubt Navi think it's not up at this point, or definitely don't want to take the risk.
Swap onto Juggernaut. Silent will just Blade Fury to try and make it away. Mask of Madness on. He's just too damn fast. They can't close the gap, even with the Bloodlust. Yoki on the high ground. Will not need to Ravage quite yet. But Navi are all grouped up in their jungle. Roche is right around the corner, spawning in just about 10 seconds or so. Could become a focal point of this match.
Beastmaster, no other auras on him, was checking to see if he had a Vlad so they can do Roche, but yeah, Juggernaut's still very strong at this point in the game.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here we go. Omni Slash onto Go Black, but hey, he's got a Ghost Scepter. That's going to absorb most of the damage. Go Black will live. Now the Blade Fury comes out. Ice Blast flies through, clips Go Black, and they will force out the Shatter, it looks like. Big Tubby goes down. Now Resolution on the other side. There's the ultimate from the Raptor. Yoki comes in with a big Ravage. Dendi getting low. He'll go down. They've also lost the Vengeful Spirit. Havost uses the Stone Gaze, trying to turn this around. A big coil from Funnick connects on 3, but it's Havost versus 4. Gets the kill on the tie, but now out of mana, isolated, and brought down. Triple kill for Silent. A 1 for 4 as Empire move towards the high ground.
It's looking ugly. They've been able to control Dendi so well in these team fights. Drop a Static Storm, drain all his mana with a Necro Book. He pops Magic Stick, he gets swapped out, and he still dies. Empire's coordination is out of this world.
Yeah, they are executing to a T here, Merlini. They force the buyback from Medusa. A lot of damage on that Tier 3 tower. They play this so smart, so controlled. They don't overcommit, and they make sure Havos does not get anything from that buyback other than an Ice Blast to the face.
Roshan has respawned. Healing Ward has cooled down. Probably want to wait for their ultimates up because they don't want to fight when they don't have their ultimates up, yet Navi has theirs. But this could potentially be the perfect time for Navi to go into the Roche Pit themselves. They are playing on the back foot, and they really need more farm on Havos. And what better way to secure some farm?
So no Ravage for 70 seconds. Stone Gaze coming up in about 10. The big one here is they've got the Bruce split. And that was what allowed Empire to have that uncontested Roche last go around. Empire privy to Navi's movement here. Navi won't be able to kill Roche too quickly. I don't believe they have a medallion. Nope, indeed not. And Empire know that this will not be a fast Roshan. Collecting themselves. We'll take a look at the dire vision right now, and boy, do they have a lot of it. The boar is down, and they'll see it. The smoke's been revealed. Silent in the front lines with the BKB on. Has an Omni Slash, trying to save it for now. Focusing Van's score of all heroes. Ice Blast comes flying through, and the split from Dendi. Successful. Aloha Dance. The next target to go down, a 1-for-1. Support for support. Havos will use the Stone Gaze, but now the Omni Slash flies out. Oh, that Manta style proving effective here as Havos stays alive, but Silent isolating him on the backside of this fight. The Tide about to go down on the other side. Now Silent in some trouble as the Barrel of Laughs goes back into brew form. Ogre left behind on the other side. Resolution reinitiating. Out comes the Primal Roar onto Dendi. He's out of mana, now out of life. Dendi goes down. Funnet coming all back in, brings down the Tide, but it won't be enough to save Havos. Navi on the ropes. It's going to be another 2-for-4 exchange. Empire coming out ahead, and that means a second Roche secured for the Dire.
Silent with these engages. He BKBs, runs in and just homes in on the Vengeful Spirit. This means that someone's going to get locked down by the Static Storm into Kinetic Field, and he saves his Omni Slash for Medusa. Medusa saved her Manta for the Omni Slash, but still, she ends up dying in the end, and Resolution being patient as always with his roars.
That was also without a Ravage.
Yeah, that was... I mean, their team fight is just incredible. Their level of coordination, and I can see why they win the game in 25, 30 minutes.
Very, very impressive indeed. Every single one of these players executing to a T, and even Disruptor, he was the first one to die for Empire, but he still got the Static Storm down before he died and really got most of his damage out. So even though you kill the Raptor, you're not stopping him from using those ultimates. Dendi's split certainly helped, but we're at that stage of the game where the Bruce split not nearly as scary as it once was at the 29-minute mark. Yeah, he's level 14 with the Vlads, but no BKB on Dendi. His momentum has really slowed down. He's about on par with the supports of Empire. Only 500 net worth ahead of the Ancient Apparition.
He needs BKB.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yes, he does. He's making the progress towards it, but he's a really long ways away.
BKB is imperative for him for multiple reasons. Firstly, so he doesn't get mana burned to death by Beastmaster, so he can get his ulti off during Static Storm, and to block the Ravage. And he's just taken so many unfortunate spills in this particular game. Empire very well versed in how to play against the Vengeful Spirit.
And also the Dusa. I mean, they've done such a good job isolating Havost, killing the supports that keep him alive, like you were mentioning, that Vengeful Spirit. If you zone her out, force her to run for her life, can't swap yourself. It's one way to try and shut down Havost. Resolution comes in. Well, he's going to show that range creep who's boss. That's a little unfortunate. But still zones them out. They get a tier 2 tower, so there's that European smiley face. All right, Merlini, high ground assault. Here we go. Radiant with a glyph. Havost not here yet. He does have a TP, and will be able to come back to defend, but already this tier 3 tower down to about half health. Navi forced to glyph it. Empire doing the slow siege here, being very cautious. Funnick hops forward and blinks back, doesn't even use a spell. Tier 3 tower goes down, uncontested. Havost coming in, Lincoln's is broken. Stone Gaze still available. Dendi with a split. Empire happy just to get to tier 3, force Havost back, and now they will reset.
Keep in mind the Aegis is not on silent. Even though he could drop the Vakila for it, they deem Resolution the better Aegis carrier.
Yeah, he also has BOTs now to go with his Blink Dagger, and oh boy, Ancient Apparition gets the Aghanim Scepter. Not yet level 16, but he's knocking on the door. He's 15, and that Shatter Threshold makes killing Havos that much easier. Silent in the front lines again. 2 minutes until the Aegis despawns. Yoki does have a Ravage as well as a Yule's Scepter now. So kind of a stalemate here at the top lane as these exposed barracks with no glyph. If Empire can win a fight here, this could seal the deal. Havost does not have a buyback. Still on cooldown for another minute and 20. Empire want to seize the moment, knowing that Havost can't buy back and they don't have a glyph. And they have the Aegis. The stars are starting to align here. Though, respecting Navi and realizing they could get wiped if they get hyper-aggressive. Silent, still going for the sure damage on the ranged barracks. Gets his armor broken. Here we go. The initiation flying through. Ravage on the entire Navi team. Havost, the first to go down. It's a quick set of 3 kills. And back, and it doesn't matter. Havost calls it before the fight's even done. Empire 2-0ing Navi in the semifinals and knocking them down to the lower bracket.
What a fantastic draft by them, and just amazing team coordination.
Look at these Stone Cold Killers. Very small smiles. They knew what they were going to do that series. They had a plan, and they are hot.
Wow. I am super impressed by their play.
Count me in with that.
Being able to drop a Brewmaster that many times is just incredible. And
then he was 1-6-7 that game. 1-6 on the Brewmaster.
And the Beastmaster Hawk also has a lot of play with it because they can scout out everyone's positioning. They know exactly where Vengeful Spirit is. They can get glimpses with it. And, of course, just get like a Blink Roar initiation onto the Brewmaster. But the Roar is just owning, too. I was like, Beastmaster, you know, Vengeful Spirit swap is going to do some work. But he always gets his Necro 3 at an incredible timing.
Silent played out of his mind that game, 11-0-7.
Silent played so darn well.
Perfect showing for that Juggernaut. Ended with an MKB, his farm out of control. I don't know.
Didn't need Manta Diffusal.
How do you stop Empire at this point? Like you mentioned, it's the first game, more of an outdraft. Navi, the super finesse lineup. Here in game 2, I wouldn't really coin this an outdraft. This is just out execution, I think, from Empire.
It really was.
So how do you stop that? I mean, now they're secured a spot in the winners finals. We'll see who they'll be facing up against in our final best of 3. That'll be coming up next. NIP versus Aces Polar. How do you stop Empire at this point? If they keep playing like this, I could really see them being favorites in the grand finals.
Take them away from early game fighting.
Stop the aggression. I don't know if you can ban all the face rush heroes.
You can do like late.
Okay. So, what were you saying?
Wait, what's going on?
We just need to wrap when you're done your little statement here.
Lane control, or you can go for like a a Naga strat, an AM strat. You know, there are a lot of ways to tackle teams that are just excellent at fighting. Just don't ever let them fight.
Right. All right. So not going to have a panel